And now we've entered the final arena. Now, you can play this and beat it as just Link. And there are little strategies for that, but this mask, the way Keishins work is that they are protector deities. They're the ones that look out for the people. Therefore, this mask itself symbolizes the hopes, dreams, and love of all the people in Termina. And since we're dealing with an evil entity mask, I say we deal with him as one would deal with that situation.
Can't you only use this mask, like, on the final phase?
You can only use it in boss rooms.
Or can't you only use it, like, later on in the fight?
No, you can use it right now.
Oh, you can use it right from the start?
Yeah, that's why I have it right there on my bar.
This looks alright.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the mask. Because it holds all the hopes and dreams and love of all people in Termina, and I got a few stabby answers to Majora's questions. Majora's Mask. Hey Naka, what did you like about the sword in the original Zelda games?
That you could shoot beams out of it.
Like this?
Holy crap! Oh man, that mask's big.
Oh, now he's summoning the other masks to help him.
God dang it. This mask is, the Fierce Deity's mask is unreasonably powerful, by the way. Just as a heads up, it almost makes this final battle a joke, but I suppose that's your reward for effectively 100%ing the game.
Yep. Also, apparently it does not work out in other areas. Like, they did not program any enemy to take damage from it.
Oh.
So you can glitch your way to wander around the world as Fierce Deity, but you can't do damage because it only works in boss rooms.
That does mean, though, that you could go back and, like, fight Udalwa or something with it.
I think Udal was about the only one you could fight with it.
Yeah, because you could maybe do like,
twin mold.
You could do twin mold,
like the first part. Uh-oh. Majora's Incarnation.
This guy looks a little goofy.
Considering the goofy music and the way he turns around. I didn't do anything. You tripped on your own.
This guy looks a little goofy.
He actually does various dances. He'll actually do a moonwalk. He'll do a Cossack dance.
I'm gonna be honest. If they were trying to make a final boss that was intimidating, this isn't very intimidating.
I think it's supposed to reflect upon Majora's like childlike manner.
Admittedly, children who are still young enough to lack empathy are one of the most terrifying things going. But I don't know if they quite captured that here. Yeah, you stay down.
I felt like I tripped him again.
But he's also
that wasn't even his final form.
Done.
Majora's Wrath. And this is it. This is the final form of the final boss, Majora's Wrath against us and everyone in Termina. Actually,
I like that you can block
too.
I like that you can block with this thing.
I don't think I can block. Oh, I can block. That's good.
Well, you're the friggin' Fierce Deity. Of course you can block. There we go.
I was actually kind of seeing if I could do it in the first place, but I think he has like a nice defense with it.
You're still hitting him, though. I mean, at the very least, it stuns him.
No, I meant without the sword beam. Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Ah!
And of course you can tell this guy uses the Adult Link sound effects.
Yeah.
And even a modified Adult Link
Ah!
model,
Originally, there was supposed to be an Adult Link mask, but...
which I think it's kind of fitting that, like,
Oh, I can actually break out of that.
like the being that holds the strength and
Oh,
the
one more
strength
go.
and will of all the people of Termina is really just you, but strong.
He let it rip! He ripped it let.
I was trying to think of a way to say that.
My blade is stronger. Well, where's your final form? There's always 4 forms. And then a golden one.
Admittedly, I always felt like this boss needed another form. Like, that was a good fight, but it didn't
Like
feel
just
like...
Majora.
or something.
Yeah.
He's like, that was an alright fight, but it didn't feel like this is the thing that's been... this is as horrible as everything has been. Take it out. It's like you beat it and you go, nah. Give me one more. Give me that, like, true form. But rainbows!
That signify that Majora's Mask has been defeated and the moon is back up where it needs to be. And everyone rejoices.
We sure that was even the moon? Especially the
Maybe.
way especially the way it disappeared and all. I feel like it was maybe just a manifestation of some of Majora's like magic. Like he cast a meteor.
Dawn of a new day. Nah, cut that out. Ah! I'm dead again.
Dang it.
Oh, hey, it's you.
I'm gonna stab you. Come here.
Well, we promised to rip you apart.
You guys just been standing there awkwardly while I've been laying here unconscious? How long has it been? Another 3 days?
Well, considering it's the dawn of a new day, probably just 5 minutes.
Everybody else is standing around going, what the crap are these guys? I don't know if they're good friends. They promised to rip you apart.
You just hear a translation of the Giants talk. We're still bros, bro. I wasn't kidding. That's actually how they talk.
Brah?
Bruh. Like, just keep updating their speech by whatever kids consider, like, the dude or the man of their generation.
It's the 4 giants what watches. Brah?
Jeez. By stabbing a mask, yeah. That's how you save people, right?
Yes.
Okay. They were guardians of their lands. They kind of have to guard over shit.
And then who even is this Skull Kid, though? Like, that he knows the 4 friggin' giants. Friends with them, in fact. And that he had apparently been around since long before...
We have the same smell as the fairy kid who taught him that song in the woods. Nah, he can't be. Oh shit, we forgot to call Saria.
Ah, crap.
Hey, sorry, babe, it's been like ages.
What do you mean? It's been like 2 days.
Oh, right.
So a lot's happened in the last 3 days.
You, on the other hand, get a great fairy sword right through your backpack. And just from what he just said, Majora's Mask is completely devoid of all magic now.
Where'd this guy come from? Quit that.
Dude, you don't ask about this Happy Mask salesman. He just is. Goodbye, Zelda Miyamoto. Don't be creepy.
Gonna be creepy. You can't stop me. Still being creepy. Still being creepy.
Oh shit, Navi.
Crap. You know, I never really got that from the end of Ocarina of Time.
I just love this. You go through all this stuff to save the land. It's like, well, we got a carnival to do, so get the fuck out of here, Link. Can I take a day?
I can control time, you know.
Yeah, even Link kind of goes agrees, like, yeah, I should probably get out of here. Wait a minute, it's a festival.
And though they went through some strife, everyone is happy and a festival is had.
Let's drink booze until we can't feel our feelings anymore. Oh, I still feel sad. Oh, here comes the happiness.
3 cheers to beer, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
And as we watch the end credits play, we get to see all the people we've helped.
And they're doing alright.
And somehow we make a cameo appearance. I don't know how, but...
And as you said...
I guess Mikau's back alive now.
Yeah. And as you said, everything that you logged into your Bomber's Notebook
yeah,
kind of makes all the dozen or more timelines you've created over the course of this game snap together.
Yeah, they all... Once Majora's Mask has been defeated, everything just snaps back into normal.
And so now it's as though you end as though you had done... Everything.
Yeah. Let's go get him. How about no?
Okay, so unless there's anything we're waiting for here...
Well, not really waiting for anything.
Say,
if you got...
This is... Well, I want to say, I'm going to let you go first. This is your favorite Zelda game. I want you to gush for a little bit and tell us how much you love this game and why.
I really do. I just love how you interact with everybody. How they just... This land just feels like a land. And I get that people feel like this isn't a Zelda game because it doesn't have Zelda or Ganon or the Triforce in it. But I think a Zelda game can deal without that. This isn't the first one to do it. The first one to do it was Link's Awakening, and that was my first Zelda game.
Which I'll actually get to Link's Awakening.
Yeah. And I just kind of like how everything worked itself together and just kind of made you feel for these people. Like, you weren't just saving them because you're the hero, go snap to it. You were saving them because they were just honest people who were really scared something bad was going to happen. Or something bad had happened, and you were giving them a little help for something good to happen afterwards. And kind of just made me just really kind of invest in the story of it. Just like, you know, I can actually get to know some people and kind of go like, I need to help you. You need to be helped, and I need to be here to help that, even if it's just a little bit. And that's kind of honestly why I like this game. You know, pros and cons, but it just worked out for me, and I think the way just the time system, everything just kind of emphasizes that more. So yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's kind of fun to play. I think the thing is that I actually go back and restart Ocarina of Time more because it's fun to play through that more. But since you can kind of play through this like on one save file, I just like having the completed save file and going like, just play through anything I want.
Yeah, you can go do anything whenever you want to do it.
I usually like going back and defeating all 4 bosses and then fighting Majora's Mask afterwards, but
I'm honestly surprised you didn't have to do that.
yeah,
That you could summon the giant and the giant would show up anyway.
yeah.
Even though, like, technically that mask is still out there attached to that thing and they're unhappy. I feel like that would have perhaps drawn some away from the whole timeline smacking together thing, though.
Yeah.
And would have felt more
But,
like, no, you made everything right that way.
Really, it's an oddball in the series, but I still love it. I think everyone should just give it a try. I'm not asking you to love it. I'm just saying give it a shot, and if you kind of like it, you like it. If not, it's not your thing, man. Of course, we're watching all these people who've reunited and having their conclusions and everything, and here's a nice little one that we never get to see. They never get to see Cafe's face as an adult. Just never. Dang, she doesn't look gorgeous.
They probably just never made a 3D model for her, or for him. Though they updated her model to be in the wedding gown.
Fuck you, Tingle!
Somebody shoot him.
Oh, little bomber kid's there, too. Way back in the beginning, turns out that was the Deku Butler's son that whole time.
Yeah.
So we've had his mask the whole time. That's why he recognized us for the race.
Hmm.
And with that, we part ways with the fair land of Termina, and that'll never see strife again, hopefully.
Hopefully. We made it back out somehow.
With a horse.
With a horse.
Kind of stopped questioning teleportation magics after a while.
Yeah, you know what? They got us out somehow. Skull Kid got us in, Skull Kid got us out. Or maybe there was just one of those square platforms you could step on, you kind of look up into the light and go, woo, and then you're out.
And with that, we leave a little carving behind and a little stump in a little grove. With us, Tattletale, the Skull Kid, and the 4 giants. And now, since I gotta talk over the original credits, it's your turn to talk over the update credits.
Okay, I think it's been clear from the start that this isn't...
Though, I give you a warning, if you do badmouth it, I'll break your arm.
Oh. Oh, I didn't even say anything yet!
But it was your intent.
No, I will say, I've been kind of obvious from the start that this is not my favorite Zelda game.
And you're a nerd and you like Link to the Past, nerd.
Well, it's not my favorite Zelda game, but I've never been, like, straight hard against it. I hate this game, or any of that mess. And I try, admittedly fail, sometimes, but I try to be objective on this channel, and I try to analyze games and weigh pros and cons of games. And admittedly, it's impossible to completely remove opinion.
Yeah.
From that.
You're not going to get completely 100% bias-free from everything.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's never going to happen. So apologies for one if I've perhaps come across as overly critical over the course of this game. A lot of that's simply because it's not my favorite Zelda game, but I don't necessarily dislike it. I have not played this game in, I don't even know, 10 years? Since it came out.
That'd be like 16, 15 years, depending on when you played it.
Because I played this game when it was first released, and I haven't played it since. I've maybe seen a speed run of the game or something, but let's be honest, you don't actually take anything away from the actual experience of the game from watching that. And in the question of whether or not my opinion of the game has changed since all that time, I think I actually like the game less, but I appreciate the game more. And if I can explain that at all,
I guess as quick as you can.
yeah, I guess if I can explain that at all, I remember hearing somewhere that Link's Awakening was created as an experimentation, almost. Like, they sat down and said, have fun, try something new, no holds barred. And in turn, it's been said that the developers of the game said they didn't even feel like they were making a Zelda game. They felt like they were making almost a parody of a Zelda game. And I feel like that same thing goes to Majora's Mask, where they sat down and said, instead of making a Zelda game, have fun. Do something new, do something interesting, try something new.
But you have a year to do it. But you have a year to do it.
Yeah. And they had a very tight time limit to do it. This game was made with a very short development time. And for me, what this means is, because the game was made with a very short development time, it's clearly not as polished or cleaned up or smooth as the game could have been. And I feel like, as far as a lot of my base enjoyment from the game comes, it's because the game doesn't feel as polished. So you run into a lot of weird stuff and collision issues, like with the swimming in the Zora and all of that, that would have been smoothed out, that would have been cleared out if they'd had a little more development time. On the other hand, there's the fact that I feel like they were given a lot of free rein to have fun and do whatever they want to do and experiment and try something new. And that's where this game, it has a really quirky style, a really quirky sense of humor, and all of that to it that no other Zelda game has done nearly to the degree this game has done. And this game does a lot of new, interesting things. And I think the reason I can appreciate the game more is because I can now recognize what it did new and differently and what it was trying to do. And I can very much appreciate all of that for being as unique and special as it is. So that's why I say that. But on the other hand, the quirky stylings, the quirky sense of humor, it's simply not my cup of tea. It's something that'll appeal more to one person than another, and it's simply not my cup of tea. And if that's something that I don't especially enjoy, then the fact that the game was made on such a short deadline, with such a short development time, and all the quirks that come out of that cause a little bit of trouble in the game, are just more apparent to me. Whereas and those quirks and issues will bother some people more than others. And that's really, I guess, what I could say in the end, is the things that I don't like about the game are things that will bother some people more than others. They predominantly exist because of the shorter development time, but because the other thing that was kind of unique to this game, which is the more quirky styling and sense of humor, didn't really appeal to me. I also feel like the more quirky mechanics just kind of stood out a little bit more. So that's where I'm from. I think I don't like the game as much, but I can appreciate the game a lot more for what it was trying to do, and even that they did as much as they did in the time limit they had.
That still sounded negative.
Oh, my arm!
Yeah, I get no Sonic healing this time. It's just Zelda's Lullaby.
Dang it! Alright, until next time, everybody, this has been The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. We're going to save our game, and then we can run around and do whatever we want with the Fierce Deity's mask.
Save completed. The next time you play this file, you will start from the dawn of the first day.
But with everything. Because everybody's happy now.
Yeah! Freeze frame high five.
Link just decided to turn back time one last time just to mess with everybody.
What
Like, yeah, I saved everybody, but... Until next time, everyone, this has been The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.